Because we are talking about one of the premier fetes, once again, in Trinidad and Tobago. You know, we've been having all the basic school fetes on Good Morning Trinidad and Tobago, and rightly so, simply because I think it's important that we do it, especially with the school fetes, because there's an underlying reason for having these fetes. It's not just to have a good time and, you know, have good food and party from the afternoon into, well, almost midnight. But it's also about raising funds, because these schools have been around for quite a long time, and so much repair needs to be done to these schools. New wings need to be developed. All kinds of things need to happen, and I know firsthand, so I can attest to that. And we've got another one. We've had bishops on, we've had Bishop Anstey on, we've had QRC, and this morning, right now, it's dedicated to Fatima Old Boys. FOBA.
Yes, that's correct.
FOBA. Fatima Old Boys Association, coming to tell us all about their fete that's actually going to be taking place this weekend. And I have with me, you know, I was so taken aback, I didn't even, you know, Dwight Andrews.
Yes.
Right next to me. Dwight Andrews, the president of the Fatima Old Boys Association, and Ruth Van Thompson. I know Ruth Van Thompson, I mean, yeah, and he is a senior vice president of FOBA. Good morning to you, gentlemen.
Good morning.
I'm
Good morning.
so happy to have some old boys sitting next to me this morning. So the fete, it's on.
Yes, it is.
What is it about this year? And I know that there are some wings and different things that need to be put up with respect to Fatima.
Yes.
So tell us first what's taking place at the fete, what's happening, who we can see, what kind of food and thing we come into, because we paid money to help the school.
That's a lot. That's important. That's a lot. So I'm sure Ruth will help me as I forget.
Of course.
As I forget a few things. But the theme of the fete this year, every year Fatima fete has a different theme. The theme of the fete this year is exhale. We came up with that idea because, of course, everyone is feeling the tension and the pressures of the economic situation, of course, the crime, etc., etc. So when we went to our concept person and said, well, what theme will we come up with this year? He said, boy, I don't know. Right now, I just need to exhale. And we said, well, we'll go with that, right? And the theme of the fete is exhale. So we are trying to create an environment in the fete that is almost allowing the patron to release, to relax. The fete will have, of course, its traditional things, but we have added some new things this year also. We have 5 bands. Something that's very different this year, we'll be doing 4 bands on the main stage, and we are actually having a band that welcomes in the patrons.
Ah, nice.
So that's going to be different. So traditionally, a lot of schools may have had, you know, TASA or something of that nature. There, we are taking up a step, and we're actually having a full band that is welcoming you, going to welcome you in. So the other, the name of that band, by the way, is the Flick, and it's a new band led by a Fatima, a very recent Fatima Old Boy, a graduate. I think he graduated last year. And that band is very, very talented. They have performed in Movie Town and a few other places, and we decided to give them a chance. So they will be there. Also, there will be Bungee Garling and the Asylum Vikings. We will have, as it was the case last year, Farmer Nappy and the Red Boys will be making their first performance in Trinidad at Fatima. We also have Roy Cape and the Kaiso All Stars, and of course, what has become our anchor to the fete, Dilly Nadan, because Fatima's actually was the first fete that actually recognized Dilly Nadan as a crossover band. And some 14 years ago, we gave them an opportunity to be in the fete, and they are the only band that has been with us every single year of the fete.
Okay, so we've got all this. Tell us about the food and the different eateries and different things that are happening.
I'll let Ruthven take that.
All right, good morning. Well, Fatima has, I would think, I'm pretty sure I can say the widest array of foods available for any school all-inclusive. And I dare say any all-inclusive across the board. We have 34 different types of food. We have your standard fare of things like crab and dumpling. We have the standard fare of things like, what's this? Bacon shark. That's the one I was going to say, right? Bacon shark. We also step outside of the box a little bit and have done things like a seafood callaloo. We have a Cajun jambalaya.
Yes.
We have Thai riblets. These are things that you don't get anywhere else.
I know, that's certainly new.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. We spend time, and I have to give a lot of thanks to the food committee. These guys put in long hours coming up with creative new ways to please the patrons, you know, and that's just some of the things that they came up with.
So do they have like the testing, the tasting of the food and all
Yes,
of that?
yes. We go through a rigorous process to
Yes.
make sure that the stuff is of the quality that we desire in the event.
Okay.
So we have weeks of testing, sampling. We actually, to a point, ensure we contract the caterer to ensure that they deliver what we get at the sampling. We don't want you to provide a particular quality there and then something different at the event. So that's part of the contract. That
So
you have to deliver what you provided us with.
Just out of curiosity, if they don't, what happens?
Well, the reality is that, like in business, there are penalty clauses,
Yes.
you know, that will come into force if you don't deliver, because it's our name.
Yeah.
You know, apart from the satisfaction that you're denying the patron, it's the name, the brand that Fatima/FOBA that is going to suffer if you don't deliver the quality that you said you would.
So what is it in aid of this year?
All right. So unlike most organizations, our fetes aren't specifically in aid of, let's say, doing X or Y. What happens is FOBA is the main fundraising arm for Fatima and the arm responsible for all capital projects. As a consequence, we have to continue to raise funds because, as you identified earlier, the school is in permanent need of repair because these are not young schools. And particularly being a denominational school, we are not only expected, but even the relationship with the government almost forces us to do a lot of this stuff ourselves. So, of course, we have many other things to do. What I can tell you is in the last 5 or 6 years, FOBA has been able to contribute to the capital aspects of the school by way of refurbishing the library and bringing the library up to a best practice situation, almost into an e-library type of format. We have been able to redo the pavilion. We have built a mezzanine floor in the hall so that the entire school can now fit. The entire school has been air conditioned. A new wing was built which allows, surely not what happened in my time, it basically allows now for anyone in Form 5 who has attained the level of subjects and so forth can automatically go to Form 6. So we don't have to do the level of filtering that happened in my time, where somebody may have had 6 or 7 passes, but there was just simply not enough room and you may have had to go to another school. That is no longer a very likely scenario in Fatima because the wing now allows for just about everybody to come forward. Our most recent, well, up to that point, the wing was the most ambitious project we had ever undertaken as a capital event. More recently, though, we have taken on another very costly project because Fatima now is the only boys' school in the Caribbean that has smart boards throughout the entire school.
I saw that, yes.
Right? Every class. So every classroom has a smart board.
Yeah. What about a science block? I heard that there were some works on for a science block as well.
No, that's QRC.
That's QRC?
That's QRC, yeah.
I'm sure I saw something with Fatima, but you would know better than I would anyway. So I saw that with the science board and I was totally blown away, and so much that I actually wanted to go back and try them out. But I think that technologically, you know, Fatima is actually moving forward.
Yes.
And there's still so much to be done, though.
A lot.
The fete is this weekend.
Yes, it is.
Saturday starts at
5 p.m.
5 p.m. ends at
officially 11 p.m., but it will go later.
a little bit. You know, they do give some, you know, give or take, you know, towards that. Any color scheme list? Because I know there's always.
This year, exhale, do what you want.
Seriously?
Feel free.
That's part of the theme. This year, no restrictions. Do as you see.
I know one year I catch my nenen to find something in blue.
Not this year. That's all part of what we are saying. Just relax.
None of the stresses involved with trying to match a color scheme and things like that. Just be yourself,
so
come and have a good time.
And just go have a good time.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming and telling us all about Fatima Fete. Dwight Andrews, President of the Fatima Old Boys Association, and Ruth Van Thompson, the Senior Vice President also of FOBA. Thank you so much and all the best for the Fete on Saturday.
Thank you. Seeing you Saturday?
I hope so.